Today, we want to go a little bit into the third phase of God. In integral language, the God as object. But I feel I can relate better to the third phase of God when I think of all the moments when we experience awe and wonder in front of the magnificence of nature, of the cosmos, of everything that has been created over the last 14 billion years. Like it's the third phase of God is all of creation that we look at, and that it can be full of mystery and awe and wonder. And feelings arise of reverence and respect, and but also curiosity how everything works. Like, for example, scientific work is nothing else than trying to understand the third phase of God, trying to understand creation from a scientific point of view. So it's a very different perspective than we had the last two times when we spoke about the first and the second phase of God. And I also, in this session today, I want to bring it all together. When we think back, the first phase of God is our realization of who we are. It's the wonderful realization of I am this, I am God creating, and I have this core responsibility of a creator. And I am also the peace and the timelessness and the source of everything, the beingness that is the ground that we can touch when we are lucky in our meditation. So this first phase of God is precious and wonderful, and it's a gift when we can experience it. And then last time we spoke about the second phase of God, when we talk to God, when we are in the relationship with God, in the other person, but also in the invisible God that is beyond our understanding and beyond our mind. When we pray to God, when we bow down to God, when we surrender to God, when we have this deep feeling that there is something bigger than we, and we want to surrender to that, we want to bow, we want to acknowledge that we are not the pinnacle of creation, but there is something bigger, higher, deeper, more profound. And we feel compelled to surrender and to give ourselves to this higher power, this higher spirit. And the second phase of God is so important because it makes us humble in front of this big mystery of what God is. And today, we want to just marvel in seeing God in everything that we see and perceive, in all the manifest world, in the walls around us, in nature, in trees, in everything that has manifested over the last 14 billion years. And it's more than a mental exercise or a mind exercise to recognize, oh, that's God too. We want to We want to get in contact with a deep realization that all of manifestation is God, and we are in it, and we are it, and we can be in relationship with this mystery. We can see it as outside of us, and we can be it with all that we are. And for today's conversation, I want to encourage us to be able to hold these three perspectives, and we can start, and we probably should start with the third phase, just to see if we all can get the the reality of what we are describing here, the reality of God being manifest in everything, in every bit, in every bite, in every structure, in every life form, in everything that we ever meet, recognize, see, and also in everything that we cannot see, that is beyond our perception, that is not yet found, that is still a mystery, that some people probably have access and others have not. So it's the whole, it's all of creation, it's all of reality that is God. And being able to see God as this it, this big it, the creation, the outside of us, allows us to do, it's almost like, I feel like it's almost like allows us to do research, to really find out how the world works, how things are being created, how they work, what is true, what is wrong, what is right, and analyze it and use our brains and minds for this. It's not forbidden to use our minds when we watch the outside world. So that's kind of an interesting insight, no? Because while in the first phase of God, it's definitely a state beyond mind, because the mind is not needed for that. In the third phase of God, mind is a tool to try to understand the world, to understand God in a very deep and profound way.